This is the story of Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie, two names that once set red carpets on fire, now quietly linked by memories, not scandal.
May I interest you in some pumpkin spice spam?
Yes.
You can take it home with you if you want.
Most people remember the wild headlines, the matching tattoos, the infamous vials of blood worn around their necks. To the outside world, they were chaos and couture. But what most never saw was what happened off camera. The vulnerability, the insecurities, and how a love that stunned the world somehow softened into the quietest kind of peace. They met in 1999 on the set of Pushing Tin. Billy Bob was already a respected actor and Oscar-winning writer, brilliant but eccentric, quiet, complicated. Angelina? She was just rising, already bold, already bending every rule Hollywood had tried to place on her. At first glance, they made no sense. But chemistry doesn't care about logic. Within 2 months, they were married. No engagement, no press, just a spontaneous Vegas wedding that stunned even their inner circles. One moment they were filming, the next, they were husband and wife. And from that moment forward, they were magnetic. Their public appearances weren't performative, they were electric. On the red carpet, they didn't pose. They clung, kissed, whispered. Angelina once said, "We just look at each other and want to kiss." And that wasn't a line. That was their reality. But behind that passion were two people fighting personal storms. Billy Bob was quietly battling agoraphobia, anxiety that made him avoid crowds, even large rooms. Meanwhile, Angelina was shifting. Her heart was already turning toward humanitarian work, global adoption, and redefining what it meant to be a woman in Hollywood with power and purpose. It wasn't that they didn't love each other. It's that they were becoming two people, living in two very different worlds. And slowly, without a single explosion, they drifted apart. By 2003, their divorce was finalized. No dramatic press conference, no public meltdown. Just a quiet end to one of Hollywood's loudest love affairs. But here's where their story becomes different. They didn't destroy each other. They didn't badmouth or rewrite history. They spoke with kindness, always. In 2012, almost a decade after their split, Angelina wrote the foreword to Billy Bob's memoir, The Billy Bob Tapes. She called him a deeply sensitive person, unable to silence the voices in his head. But she added that she admired him, still loved him, in a way that didn't need to be romantic anymore. And Billy Bob? In a 2016 GQ interview, he said they still talk. Not every day, but with warmth, with mutual respect. He confessed he never felt good enough for Angelina. Around the wealthy, the powerful, he always felt like an outsider. But with her, he knew she saw him. That kind of honesty, it's rare in Hollywood, maybe rare everywhere. And while the tabloids kept waiting for a rematch or a scandal, Billy Bob didn't go chasing the spotlight again. Instead, he found someone behind the scenes, literally, Connie Angland, a makeup artist, a special effects technician, no press tours, no blood necklaces, just a quiet woman who understood his rhythm. They met in 2002, waited 12 years to marry. Why the delay? Because Billy Bob had already been married 5 times. He didn't want her to be number 6. He didn't want another chapter. He wanted the chapter. So they waited, built a life, had a daughter, Bella, and in 2014, they got married in their backyard. No guests, no spotlight. Just the 3 of them, and peace. Connie wasn't the opposite of Angelina. She was just the right match for who Billy Bob became. Where Jolie was fearless and global, Connie was grounded and personal. Billy Bob once said, "She's my speed. I like being home. She likes being home. It works." And their daughter? She changed everything. Bella introduced him to a world of Taylor Swift, Christina Perri, and long talks filled with laughter and music. He built a home studio so he could stay close. He stopped chasing and started living. He once said they married because Bella asked them to. After 12 years, she started saying, "Why aren't you and Mom married?" And that simple question, that sealed it. From wild tattoos to bedtime stories, Billy Bob Thornton has lived both extremes of love. But the part that hits hardest, Angelina wasn't wrong for him. She was just the right person at the wrong time. And that perspective, that's rare. That's wisdom earned through heartbreak. So here's the real question. In love, what matters more? Finding someone who fits your soul or someone who fits your season? Because maybe the most passionate love doesn't always last. But maybe the quiet one, the one with no headlines, no chaos, just safety and truth, is the one that heals you. And if Billy Bob's story proves anything, it's this. Sometimes the loudest love is the one that teaches you. But the quietest one, that's the one that keeps you.